Hey everybody, happy Black Music Month, June 2021. Nice to see you guys. It's also Pride Month. Hey everybody, how you doing? Okay, it's an old song right here. Okay, I thought I'd put that on because I love my black music. Anyway, hi guys. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things, but first and foremost, I want to just say thank you to all of my prayer warriors out there who prayed me back to health. I am still a little shaky. I'm out of the wheelchair. I'm, not using the walker really anymore, and I'm actually on a cane now. So I'm so happy. I just want to thank all of you. I can't thank you enough. If it were not for those who are truly grounded and rooted in the Spirit of God, and for God Himself, and hearing your prayers and helping to heal me, those of you who came to the hospital, I know I've said this before, but I can't say it enough. I really don't believe I can say it enough. I don't think you guys really truly understand just how much you all mean to me and how blessed I am to have such wonderful, wonderful human spirits in my life. It's like you're like, God sent friends truly and angels on this earth. So I want to thank all of you so very, very much from the bottom of my heart, truly. It's not every person who can say that they have friends that care enough about them to bring them clothes to the hospital and wash the clothes and come out, to these places to see you, even during these really trying times that we live in with the pandemic. So, I am honestly, I can't talk about it enough because it truly touched my heart. I mean, I sat in my home since the beginning of the year, unable to walk. I couldn't even make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The only thing that did was help me to lose a few pounds. But I even lost more when I was in the hospital because our food was horrible. But anyway, now I'm pretty much out of the wheelchair. I still do have to take the wheelchair with me sometimes. But I have my in the walker. I have a walker with a tray to it. But I also still use my handy dandy cane. This cane is so funny because I'm in the store, and every time I go into a store, like whether it's in Manhattan or whether it's here, when I go to the doctors, because my doctors are in the city, people say, Miss, you forgot your cane. I am constantly leaving this cane because it just tells me that, mind over matter. It doesn't matter what people say, what the doctors say, you have to be determined to get better, regardless of what you have, I'm just telling you. And if you have true friends and true children that are rooted in the Spirit of God, that are there by your side, that are there, praying for you and encouraging you. That's all that really matters. People do say some pretty crazy stuff too. I have a cousin who called and said, "Hey, cuz, how you doing? I just want you to know I've been working and I'm thinking about you." I'm still in the hospital, right? And I said, "Well, what can I tell you?" I said, I'm not myself. My whole quality of life has changed. This is in the beginning. I must have been in the hospital for probably about 2 weeks. Okay. And so he says, "Well, things could be worse." Please, people, don't ever tell somebody who's in the hospital or who's sick that things could be worse. I guess that's just a natural thing that people say because they don't know what else to say. But the truth of the matter is, as I said to him, well, things could be better too. And so he said, "Yeah, but at least you're not a paraplegic." So I said to him, "Well, how about this?" I said, "You've been working on your job for 37 years. You want to do 2 more years and then you choose to retire." I said, "You love to play the bass guitar." I said, "Now, what if, God forbid, what if you had your hands cut off? You couldn't use them anymore. And now this big, beautiful truck that you drive, and then, this guitars, all these guitars that you have, these bass guitars that you play for this band that your job has." I said, "What if all of a sudden you couldn't do that anymore? And I call you up and I say, 'Hey, cuz, how you doing? Yeah, And you say, "Well, my whole quad, I can't do what I wanted to do. I can't work my job anymore. I can't play my music anymore. It's just terrible, my whole quality of life." And I said, "Well, things could be worse. You could have got decapitated. So you can't say stuff to people like, 'Oh, it could be worse.' It could be better too. Nobody who's already down want to hear that it could be worse. Like, hell no, I don't want to go any deeper down than I am right now. So it's like, come on. So I said while I was in the hospital, I was going to do a whole comedy skit on things you shouldn't say to people when they're in the hospital trying to get better, or things you shouldn't say to people when they're sick, period, okay? Or when they had a setback. But I know it's human nature to always try to make somebody feel better by saying things could be worse, and then that way they feel like they're ahead of the game. It don't work. So anyway, back to my prayer warriors. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being there. I know you're true spirit prayer warriors because I am walking, and this is something that is amazing. They told me 6 months to a year. I'm still healing. I still got my back that was open. Yes, nerves and things are still going back. I'm not walking sexy yet, but I do plan on being able to walk sexy soon. Ooh, let me not do that. Ow, that hurts. Anyway, so that's that. Now, my next topic. Let's stay on the fact that I was in the hospital doing nothing but watching TV. Watching TV, they give you all these pain medications, but I refuse pain. I don't like oxycodone. I know a lot of people really love that and they get addicted to it. I don't think the only thing I've ever been addicted to, honestly, my whole life is running. I used to have to run 6 miles a day when I was at school at Syracuse, and I used to love Snicker bars. I mean, I went Snicker bars first, and then I went to running. But that's the only thing I've been addicted to. I don't like drugs. I don't like alcohol. I don't like any of that stuff. It doesn't make me feel good. I am a natural high sister. That's just all there is to it. I like to be naturally high. I like to be aware of my surroundings. But they give you the drugs because sometimes the pain is bad. When you had your back split open, you're probably going to be in some pain. So yeah, I did take some. They actually gave me a pump, but I wasn't really using a pump. And then they try to give you the oxycodone, which just makes my stomach hurt and my head hurt the next day. So, I really don't enjoy taking pain medication, and I'm not on any now. I'm actually able to drive again, which is a good thing. But not for very long. But anyway, I watched a lot of commercials when I was in the hospital, and there were some commercials that you just get sick of. There is nothing on television. I'm a radio, television major, and I can clearly see that some writing needs to take place, immediately, okay? Because there is nothing decent on television, and I see a lot of reruns, but the commercials seem like one time I counted there's 16 commercials before the show, and so you forget what you're watching because the 16 commercials you're like, what channel am I on? What am I watching? But I did see a lot of commercials. Everything was on COVID. The news is about COVID. The commercials about COVID. Then I saw that they got the doctor, and then he had to get like four other black doctors to convince the black people that they need to get the needle in the arm. They're calling it the needle in the arm. You got to get the shot. You got what's his name? It's our time. Get the shot. Get the shot. He's walking through a black neighborhood talking about get the shot. Don't you think there's enough shots going on in neighborhoods? I mean, come on, for crying out loud. Everybody need to get this. It's our time to get the shot. No. Okay, I'm not telling anybody not to get the vaccine or the shot in the arm. Jeez, vaccine. I don't know. But whatever it is that you want to do to make yourself feel safe, and if it's whatever, do whatever you need to do. They tested me so much in the hospital. Every week it was like, ring, ring, ring. I said, listen, don't give me a lobotomy, okay? It's like, come on. So they do have to test, and I understand. I'm perfectly all right with it. Okay, I'm perfectly all right with the mask. I'm perfectly all right with being tested. I don't have any problems. But it was just overwhelming. I mean, the black population was targeted like you wouldn't believe. I was like, they never cared anything about us before, but they cared. They was loving us for the shot. Get the shot. Get the shot. We got to get into those neighborhoods. Blah blah blah. Did you hear that the Philippines are starting to arrest people? Come on now, if they're coming into their house, that could be a dangerous thing because you're supposed to protect your house. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to have that job. But anyway, it's like, leave people alone. We do have a HIPAA thing. I guess that's not in effect with this. I knew that they were going to try to use EEOC because in order to get black people, well, you can't travel and you can't do this. Listen, I don't know what this world is coming to, but whatever it is, it's coming. And it's here, and the people fall for it. Yes, people fall for a lot of things. They fell for the income tax thing too. So it's just like whatever the leaders put in there. And I guess that's why so many white folks particularly want to run for office because, man, it's like being a puppeteer. You can tell people stuff and they believe it. You can it's a mess. But anyway, the commercials were horrible. Everything was COVID, COVID, COVID. They put you on the news. You got the news on the COVID, and then the commercials about COVID. So you were not going to get away from COVID. And even now, if you're calling about the COVID, you got to hang on and you got to listen to that whole thing. It's like, okay, we got it. If you need to get the shot, they want you to get the shot. We got that. Some people they want to be mad at people if they don't get the shot. It's like, come on. Everybody can't take it because it hasn't been enough. Anyway, bottom line is the commercials were sucky. Also, the marketing people, they're marketing to black and white couples. I mean, right now, if you could see a black woman with a black man, it's almost miraculous because it's so few and far between. I mean, black people do still love black people. White people do still do love white people. Asian people still love Asian people. I don't think that anyone will ever stop anyone from sleeping with someone just because they're another color. If you want to sleep with them, you're going to sleep with them. We have lots of mixed race people. Black men have been sleeping with white women for a very long time. White women have been desiring black men for a very long time. Whatever that's all about, I don't know. I got a lot of theories for it, but it is what it is. But even when I went to a store, probably about 10 years ago, they started this whole thing where they had a mannequin, a black male mannequin with a white female mannequin. You're going too far now. Okay, I know you're trying to tell the kids it's okay to mix, races and kumbaya, we are the world, we're all one now. It never stopped racism and it never is going to stop racism. I don't care how many commercials you put on TV about black men loving white women and then they're having mixed children. Who cares? Okay, the only thing it's doing is trying to overshadow the true black Americans who are black Americans. I mean, those who are ancestors who came over on the during the Middle Passage, and I think that that's a travesty that you have to try to overshadow like that. And you want our children, and you're trying to brainwash people, and if they see it all the time, and say, "Oh yeah, I need to get me a white girl. Oh yeah, I need to be with a white boy." No, you don't need to be with anybody. Be with the people who make you comfortable. Okay, listen. For me personally, I got enough problems. I want to be able to communicate. I want to be able to feel comfortable at all times. I want to be able to talk about what I want to talk about. And I don't want anyone to be offended. But if you are offended, it's only because it's my experience, and you can't take away a person's experience. That's just all there is to it. So, I don't go across the street, but I'm not mad at anybody who does. I just think that when it comes to marketing and television and all that kind of stuff, since Barack Obama was mixed race, people, oh, I want to have a Barack Obama baby. Give me a break. Anyway, it's not going to stop them from going to jail. It's not going to stop them from misbehaving. It's not going to stop them from being who they are, be it good or be it bad. Oh, let's have a baby because we'll have a pretty baby, a pretty mixed baby. Oh, come on. Black babies are pretty, white babies are pretty, Asian babies are pretty, all babies are pretty. Even if you have it with the same race, there's nothing wrong with being with your own race of people. Anyway, as I was saying, and if you want to mix. We have been mixing for years. It's not going to stop, but it's not going to stop racism. So you might as well get that out of your head right now. Anyway, so my next topic. Let's see. Like I said in the beginning, happy Pride Month. Everybody, I felt like this was Black Music Month, which was started in 1979 by the former President Jimmy Carter. And he wanted to show the contributions that Black music has made to the world. Forget society, for the world. And then the Pride stuff came in, started to get really heavy and popular around 1999, 2000. So we're a little bit ahead, about 40 years or so with the Black Music Month. But I was just a little disappointed that they didn't show a lot of stuff contributing to Black Music Month on the regular national television stations. I did see Black Music Month celebration on like Bounce and Get TV. I'm sure, probably sure, also on BET. I don't have cable, so I don't know. But anyway, I just thought that it kind of like overshadowed because everything was Pride, 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 Pride. And listen, I believe in equality for everybody. I don't know if I know they want to talk about, isn't LGBTQ, isn't that a sexual preference? I thought it was just a sexual preference, and I thought it would be good if if gay people moved into your neighborhood. I thought that was a wonderful thing. There were so many famous uh, LGBTQ people in the arts and everything, and so I never thought about them being having been discriminated against. When I think of discrimination, I think of like not being able to, vote. Not being able to move into a place that you want to move into, being, shot and killed because of the color, the way you look, hanging from a tree because you're a color that people don't like, being a slave, having your churches bombed, even though I know the club was, that happened. So I guess, it's having dogs sicked on you and a white tank going down the street and having been hosed. I mean, I know that gays probably go through quite a bit because when I was at Marist, I had the mom of that young man who was beaten to death because he was gay. But it seems like it's well, you know, I mean, if you got the power to do it, if you got the money to do it, I guess so. Black people are still trying, to get just being, but imagine being black and gay. It must be very interesting. I guess now they have the drag parade, which I think is very interesting that men want to take the time to do all that stuff, putting on stockings and makeup and eyelashes and lipstick and hair. Oh my God, transgender wanting to become a woman and getting paid 75 cents on the dollar. I don't know. I mean, if that's what people want, if they really want that, I guess. But I have LGBTQ in my family, my youngest sister, my oldest sister. So I mean, and I have some fabulous LGBTQ friends. I can't even tell you how fabulous they are because they really are fabulous, and we've been friends for years. So my I love all people, but especially if they're good, and that's all that really matters to me is that your heart is good. I really don't want to see it on television, because I don't even like seeing heterosexuals making out on television. Sometimes it makes me very uncomfortable because I'm thinking, like ew. I like it when they do kiss. I don't even like it when the dogs lick the people in the mouth. I don't even like that. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just me. I do like it if they kiss a kitten on the head, or they got a little sheep that actually, the sheep is very cute on one of these commercials. But other than that, intimate stuff, I think it's a privacy thing. Maybe because I'm a private person, I don't need to be so out there and so flamboyant and outrageous about who I am. Listen, they did that with AIDS, and they always try to say, oh, it's the black people, whatever it is. But Rock Hudson, he was gay. Nobody knew. You don't have to. People don't have to know. I mean, I don't care what anybody does behind closed doors. It's their business. If you're my friend and you're kissing your partner, I don't really care about that. But the other stuff, strangers, this and that, I'm really not interested. I mean, I love you all, and I think everybody should be who they are, but that's just my own personal opinion, And it's like people when they're blasting their music outside at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and shaking the building, shaking my apartment, shaking my bed. I don't want to come to your party. I just don't want to be there. I got things to do. I got to get up in the morning. I know you slept all day and you want to, stay up and you're partying now and you're, on something, you're high, whatever. I'm not interested. Please shut the front door. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't want your music in my driveway and my parking lot. Just please go somewhere else with it. So, yeah, I usually don't like to be invited to things that I don't want to be a part of. As far as the curriculum and understanding people that are different, they haven't even put all the Black history in the school books yet. It's like, okay, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Sexual preference versus, the beatdown of people from like 400 years. I mean, come on, destroying, hey, the United States bombing their own city. Hello, Black Wall Street. Can we get some of that stuff in the books, in the curriculum? I'm just saying. Anyway, my next topic, agriculture. So when I was in high school, I remember the teacher saying that America paid farmers not to grow corn and wheat. And even though I may have been 14 or 13, I'm thinking to myself, who would pay someone not to grow food? We need food. Wheat, bread was one of my favorite things. I need bread. And even if it was cornbread, I just didn't get that. It was just kind of weird to me. So now I see on TV today on the news how this farmer, they don't have anybody because of the border patrol and all this stuff. They don't have anybody to pick the food that we eat. He says on our table, asparagus and onions, scallions, and things like that, and how they have to get the people to come out in the sun and they have to pick it. And I'm thinking to myself, are these people serious? First of all, your leaders had no business paying farmers not to grow food, because who doesn't need food? Every person needs to eat something. And wheat and corn is one of the things that we like to eat. So now the farmers need help. The black farmers needed help. They kicked them right in the butt. I mean, that's a whole nother story. I mean, they don't want to give the black farmers nothing. I mean, so they suffer, so they highlight the fact that the white farmer, he has to, and the people come over, and the one Mexican lady, she started outside and she was picking, and then he moves her into the quality control kind of thing where she could, count how many, onions are being. Look, you can do that with our kids in school too. If you put agriculture back on the curriculum, put it on the curriculum. I don't know when it wasn't on the was on the curriculum. I can remember agriculture. We need agriculture. We need our students. Maybe they want to go to school for agriculture. Maybe they'll go to college for it. But we need to grow our own food. And that guy was complaining, oh, I have to pay an American worker $26. Well, you wouldn't have had to pay them $26 if we had kids that were coming in and working as interns and getting, just to learn about it. But you know what? You have to have people who are forward thinkers. You just can't make a knee jerk decision and say, okay, let's do this. You got some crazy mankind running this daggone country, running this world. People don't think, they don't understand the backlash of what they do. They do it now, but they don't know how it's going to affect the future. And it's just not good. Okay? It's just not good. So put agriculture into the schools, and then you don't have to worry about making sure the borders are open so people can come in. Yeah, I know you're upset because you ain't got slaves no more. Sun up to sundown, picking that cotton. I understand. You want to pay somebody to do this. You want to take the land, you want to grow stuff on it, you want to get paid for it, but you don't want to pay nobody else. You wanted free labor. You had free labor for whatever, and you reap the benefits of that. And so now we gotta bring in immigrants, because if we don't bring in the illegals, then how are we gonna get it done? You got children here that ain't got nothing else to do. How do you know they wouldn't be happy to see something grow and to pick it? Okay, I'm gonna get off of this because I'm getting a little upset about this stuff because it just doesn't make any sense. When are we gonna get people, leaders that have a brain that can think? Because when it's just given to you don't have to think. You don't suffer from nothing. You don't have to think because you've been riding on somebody else's coattail the whole time, just getting in. You don't have to think. You never worked for anything. You never had to use your brain to think about other people and the consequences and repercussions of the decisions that you make today and how it's going to affect our future as long as you're getting paid. Where's my paycheck? Look at me. I'm here. You want me to sign your autograph? Come on. Anyway, my next topic. So people in Florida in this building, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, go to bed. People are sleeping. Some people watching a movie, eating a little popcorn. Some people might be intimate with their partner. Who knows? Whatever the case might be, having some tea and some cookies and just relaxing after a long day on the beach. Even if you're just relaxing, these are people's co-ops, condos or whatever, so they actually own them. And then all of a sudden your building is falling. You know? It's like the guy that was in Florida with the sinkhole where he's sleeping in the bed and the ground just opens up and he's down. You can't even get him. His brother was trying. So here we go with a building that crumbles. People's lives are lost. People's family members lost. Last I heard, it was 9 people that had been dead. But then, that's over 100 apartments. And if only if one person was in there, that's 100 and what, 1,500 and something people. I say we keep our prayers for miracles, that some people are still going to be pulled out of there alive. But when you think about concrete and pipes and things like that, and the fact that this was going on, people were talking about this thing was sinking. Lord have mercy. Pay attention, people. Don't sleep on this stuff. I mean, we all go to bed thinking everything's going to be okay. You can't take this life for granted. You cannot take life for granted. You have to be thankful for every day. And for those who are so evil, that they will do harm to other people, you need to really get your acts together. Because I'm going to tell you something. Nobody gets away with doing bad to other people. Nobody. Because even if you can fool the people, you can't fool God. And He sees every darn thing that you're doing. He knows what you're doing. He hears what you're doing, thinking everything before you even know it yourself. And when people are afraid of somebody retaliating against them, don't even worry about it. Because if God got your back, and I know He's got my back, what anybody can do to you, oh, God, He knows it's perfect timing. And let me tell you, His wrath is a lot stronger than anybody else's. So when you pick leaders who don't look at infrastructure, it's just all about money and putting buildings up and this, that, and the other. They're building on landfill and all this stuff. Hey, listen, you ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. So anyway, we pray for these people because this is very serious. It reminds us of 9/11. It's a horrible thing. And I sometimes don't even watch the news because it breaks my heart to know that people are going through this. And this is really bad. I can't even fathom it. I don't want to. And it's horrible. But let's keep them in our prayers, please, because God can work some miracles and hopefully some people will be pulled out of there. Okay. And at least they'll be found. All right. So my next couple minutes be spent real quick on politics. We just had a election on this past Tuesday on the 22nd, and we had in New York. I'm in the state of New York, and we had like 50,000 people running for mayor. Okay, the count's not over yet, but the commercials were getting ridiculous. People sling dirt on folks, this, that, and the other, because politics. It's all about the character of the people. That's all it is. People can run a clean race without being ugly towards people, but they choose not to. So you know what you're getting. But then, I was sick and tired of hearing people say, hi, I'm so and so, 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 and I'm a Latina, and I'm so and so, so, and I come from an immigrant Jamaican family and blah, 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 blah. And, oh, I'm from a mixed race. I was doctor. Who cares? Look, what are you going to do for the people? How are you going to make this better? Because I really don't care about any of that stuff. You're going to be working here in America. So what are you going to do to make things better for the people here, those who can't advocate for themselves? Are you going to be a better leader than some of the ones that we already have? Do you have good character, integrity? Do you have a moral compass that you abide by? Do you have any kind of decency towards you? Do you have any dignity? Or can that be easily taken away because of power and money and, your so-called prestige? Because that's all I really know. Have you ever sacrificed anything? Have you ever volunteered? What did you do? How much of yourself have you truly given without wanting anything in return? Those are the questions that I want to know. That's just me, though. Most people don't. Most people are like, you a politician? Oh, they're so starstruck. Oh, look, he's my friend. She's my friend. No, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. You don't have their cell phone number. You don't have their home number. They never invited you over to dinner. Oh, yeah, I'm friends with this one. They shook my hand. They my friend. Well, is that all it takes to be your friend? Crazy stuff. So anyway, we had a couple of people that were running, and I'm just telling you right now, you need to check the people that you are voting for. Seriously, we had a county clerk race here in Westchester County. And I'm going to tell you, we have over 200,000 people in the city of Yonkers. And with all the other towns and villages in the entire county, they had to come up to at least 100,000 people, at least. But you know what? I'm not going to say that I know for a fact, but I'm going to check it. So let's just say, for argument's sake, we got 200,000 people here in the city of Yonkers, and let's just say we only have 100,000 people that are registered to vote. Let's just say that. Well, you didn't even get 10,000 people to come out to vote in the city of Yonkers for the city council president. And everybody thinks that they won. Oh, I won. Whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah, I'm in the house. I won. And then you got the county, the entire county of Westchester, where you had about 30,000 people come out and vote. So if you got 300,000 people total with all the towns and villages and everything from Peekskill, the top, all the way to Yonkers, okay, the most southern. I'm thinking to myself, you got Chappaqua, you got, Hastings, Dobbs Ferry, Ardsley. You got a lot of towns, Elmsford. You got a lot of towns and villages. You mean to tell me in the whole county, only 30,000 people came out to vote? Okay, people are disenchanted, they're disappointed, they're sick. Okay, they're sick and tired of the nonsense. Okay, and pretty soon the people are going they're gonna uprise. Now, my 30 minutes are almost over, but I want to say this: even in the city of Yonkers, if you don't have like 8,000 people come out to vote, that's only now for the voting. We're not talking about the absentee ballots because the absentee ballots haven't been counted. But even with the absentee ballots, it's not like you got, 30,000 people that had absentee ballots. You could have, but I don't know. I don't think so. But that's still a very poor percentage of people that came out to vote because, again, people feel like their votes don't count. They feel like they're rigging everything. Listen, they had numbers that was mixed up on one that was the Working Families Party line that was a mess. They had, I mean, they switched whoever the woman was that was running for the city council president. Her numbers all switched around. They gave this one woman just one. At first, she was winning. So it was just crazy. So they switch numbers. You don't know what you're getting. Hey, the people don't know. Listen, I've run for office 4 times, and I know for a fact they'll never take me, but that's not going to stop me from running. So, I mean, because they don't want anyone who is going to be decent. And I want to read something to you before you go from First Timothy. Okay. So I'm reading from the King James Version. So just bear with me for a second. It says, "This know also, in the last days, perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous. They're going to be boasting and proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. So there'll be some fake affection, but there won't be any natural affection. Uh, Truth breakers, false accusers, my Lord, fierce, despisers of those that are good. They are gonna. If you're a good person, believe me, these leaders are going to despise you. And if they don't have anything on you, they will make up something. And if you're a weak person and you're not rooted and grounded in the Spirit of God, the devil will come and get you. Okay? It says, having the form of good godliness, but denying the power therefore of from such people you need to turn away. So it says in the last days, what is looked upon as good, what is good shall be looked upon as evil, and what is evil shall be looked upon as good. Now you have to remember that the devil walks this earth. This is a war of power and principality and power. That's all this is. So people don't even know they have fallen for the devil. Because the devil told me himself, one of these people that I used to work for, that he can get people to do anything he wants, and that people are dumb. He's in office right now here in Yonkers. People are dumb, okay, that you can get them to do almost anything, and they'll believe anything that he says. So I said, okay, that's because those people have no discerning spirit, and they're not grounded and rooted in the Spirit of God, okay? So the bottom line is, as the devil walks this earth, he seeks whom he can devour. If you're jealous, envious, if you got any kind of unforgiveness in your heart, the devil's going to seek you out because he can get you, okay? He can get you. And then when he gets you, he's going to use you to deceive others. He's going to put you in power, but he's going to use you to deceive other people, okay? And once he uses you to deceive, then he's going to use you to divide the people. The people will be divided. And once you're divided, he can destroy you. So I suggest you check your spirit, you check your mind, you check your heart, and find out who exactly you're following and what God you're going to worship. Are you going to worship the men and the leaders and the women who think that they're all that? Are you going to be with people who have sacrificed something to get something? Or are you just going to be with those people who are just continuing to ride the coattail because they're trying to get as high as they come? Or as my friend's mother used to say, God rest her soul, the higher a monkey climbs, the more his bottom is exposed. Okay? So if that's what's going to happen, because the bigger they are, the harder they fall. I'm just saying, I didn't want to go over, but this was 30 something minutes. And I just want to tell you guys that I love you so much. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for being there. Happy Black Music Month. Happy Pride Month. And we will talk again next month. Okay. I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to be taking a break again for a couple of weeks. Okay. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Do you like good music? Sweet soul music. Just long as it's sweet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Three ideas on the floor, y'all. Rock and do a go. Dance to the music. So that's music way back in the day. Y'all don't know nothing about that. I'm just saying. Okay? You guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. See you in about a week or so. All right. Bye now.